Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Superior, and thank you for watching Superior Thinking, where we are committed to an intellectual integrity and committed to a moral honesty. And today we're here to talk about why you, possibly you watching this video right now, are not capable of being a leader. Now, yes, I know that sounds like I'm judgmental. You're probably saying to yourself, hey, Mr. Superior, you don't know me. You don't know my intentions. But I want to show you this short clip. It's of Cornell West. If you guys haven't heard of him, please do some research on this dude. I mean, when you're talking about someone who's alive today with so much knowledge, but yet his platform is not elevated enough for people to understand and grasp what he's saying. I want to show you guys just a small clip, and he paints this perfect. So we're gonna watch this and then discuss on why you possibly cannot be a leader in 2021. Let's go. All right, so here's the video. As you see, I'm like a minute and 30 in, because he does kind of set this up, but just for the sake of time of this video, I kind of want to start to where he kind of describes what it takes to kind of transform yourself into becoming a leader. And if you want to watch this full video, if I can remember, I will put the link down below so you guys can kind of get the whole entire video in concept here. So let's go ahead and press play. And let's take a listen.
And women across the board, of course. So what is at stake is an imperial meltdown, the spiritual blackout. And what is a spiritual blackout? It is the relative eclipse of empathy, courage, integrity, honesty, decency, so that to be a gangster becomes the dominant way of life. I'm going to do anything to get over. I'm going to do anything to be successful. I'm going to do anything to get money. It's money, power, fame becomes the fundamental pillars upon which too many young folk are socialized, because that's what they see in the imperial meltdown that we're experiencing. It's just a matter of trying to be honest, trying to be truthful, trying to be frank. That's what it's all about.
Bars.
How do you sustain a democratic hope in bleak times? Probably the most sublime feature, morally sublime feature of the species, is that no matter how pervasive the domination is, it tends not to completely suffocate love, tenderness, struggles for justice, fighting for the poor, fighting for the vulnerable. The sparks of love of truth, the sparks of the love of justice, the sparks of the love of beauty, the sparks of the love of something bigger than oneself. There's something about the attempt to intervene and turn us around into our best. The shaking of we sleepwalkers into modes of awakening. So we become not just aware of others' suffering, but we identify with that suffering enough to want to do something about it. The history of the species at its best has to do with those who are willing to risk much, sometimes risking it all, to exemplify the grandest ideals. You have to try to ascend up the stairs to be a higher self, given the self that you are at the moment, and try to rely on that higher self and not that established self in place.
Now you tell me what did you get from that clip? What I got from was, one, it has been established, has been established since the beginning of time that people are inherently greedy, self-centered, and only worried about themselves. That's kind of the gist of that first half that I got. And that just seems to, no matter what the end of slavery, no matter what obstacles people, a group of people, a country overcome, it still seems to, power seems to still be in these types of people's hands. And some people, majority of people, just mimic their leadership. And the leadership is greedy, self-centered, you know what I'm saying? Because they see, like, I want to be there. I want to have power. I want to have money. I want to have attention. So I must do what they're doing in order to achieve that, which, I mean, makes sense. Do what a rich man does to get rich. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But just repeating that cycle, we're just going to just repeat the same consequences, which is abusing the poor, abusing working people, and just overlooking oppression. You know what I'm saying? Just to get ahead. And just like Cornell West said, you know, that gangster mentality of only worrying about oneself, that's kind of how everybody today is acting. But now my question is to you is, how loud does an alarm clock have to be to wake a dead man? That's my question. Because that, like he said, sleepwalkers, you know what I'm saying? Everybody around here just kind of doing their own thing. What has to happen to someone for them to understand, to wake up and look around and say, hey, how people are being treated is not right. And no one seems to be doing anything about it. What do you do then? You know what I'm saying? Like, not to only worry about yourself, but worry about other people like you would your own family. That takes a leader. Like Chance the Rapper said in one of his songs, he says, the people's champ must be everything the people can't be. You know what I'm saying? If you're self-centered, if you're only worried about yourself, if you're only looking to increase your investments, your financial, like, if you're only worried about that and your leader's only worried about that, that's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So someone must be able to step out of that mold and say, hey, we're gonna change this. You know what I'm saying? I need to look out for my neighbor just like I look out for my own kids. And that's what makes a leader.